lead it off because I don't know when. Good afternoon.
See, Jim, it's not that complicated.
There you go. Good afternoon. Jim Rosati, joined by Tyler Sweeney Wagner to Kutch. The Pirates just lost to the Braves again, 5-3. They get swept in a 4-game series. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show on Pittsburgh Baseball Now. Tyler, how are you doing after this sweep?
Well, I'm already getting yelled at by DiNardo about things that aren't up at the moment. So, you happy now, DiNardo? The banner is up.
DiNardo figured he'd give us the reins to the show while he just lurks in the background.
No, he's already gone.
Oh, he's already gone?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, good. We don't need him. But
yeah, I'm the young one here. I know how to work a computer. I don't need the 40-year-old to tell me how to do something.
Yeah. No, you're on the lower end of millennials, so.
I am.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm like right smack in the middle.
Yeah, you should be like right middle of the pack.
Yeah. But yeah, Pirates lose today 5-3, 4-game sweep. They've now lost 6 in a row. 6 games in a row. Not a great series at all.
Your dog's not happy about the series either.
The dogs hate it. The dogs hate losing.
And the bad part is the dogs weren't barking today for the Pirates. Those underdogs did not pan out.
Look at that segue. Look at that. I'm just the king of it.
Yeah, for real, it was that.
So apparently, bad. Yeah. I mean, let's get into it. I mean, apparently Jose Quintana was a little under the weather, but the long ball was kind of his undoing today. He gave up 2 solo home runs to kind of start the scoring for Atlanta. And that was, let's see, who hit those? Contreras hit one, and then Duvall hit one. And then Duvall hit another 2-run homer after Contreras double. So it like started off, the Braves got all their offense from essentially Contreras and Adam Duvall. And at that point, 4-1 in the 5th inning, you're like, I don't know if the Pirates can score 5 runs. The Pirates got it back within 4-3. But let's talk about Q a little bit today. I thought he pitched okay. Like, he wasn't good. Don't get me wrong. But he wasn't terrible either. I think that's kind of a good way to put it.
Yeah, and that Braves lineup is swinging a really good bat right now, top to bottom. And they're just tough. They're tough outs all throughout. I mean, he was probably 35 pitches before he got an out in the second.
I mean, he was
Albies battled him. I mean, Ozzy Albies probably saw 30 pitches today.
Yeah. No, he was throwing a lot of pitches. William Contreras is just killing the ball for the Braves. He had a kind of a quiet series going into today, but the home run and the double, he's got a 674 slugging percentage on the year. My goodness. He's better than his brother. But yeah, I thought Quintana looked fine, but not good enough to win the game. No. Obviously, when you were facing Kyle Wright, who's looked really good this year. He went out there and pitched okay too. He wasn't anything special today either, but he was a little bit better than Quintana. And I think the Braves bullpen came in and then shut down the Pirates offense those last few innings to kind of curb any hope of a comeback. Will Smith, AJ Minter, Kenley Jansen. That's a pretty tough, 1-2-3 combo there once you hit the 7th inning for the Braves.
Yeah, like I said, they're loaded. I mean,
they're a good team.
What Quintana did today was he gave the Pirates an opportunity to win the game.
Yeah.
I mean, going 5, give up 4, it's not a good start by any means, but the way it started, you thought it might get ugly quick. And he kept them competitive in it. I mean, any other team, when they give up 4 runs from their starter in 5 innings, they still have a shot. The Pirates, unfortunately, don't.
Yeah. Well, they still even had a shot, really. They got within 1 in the 5th, but then they just couldn't get anything going against the Braves bullpen at all. But yeah, Quintana with the 5 innings again. Nothing special there. He hasn't been great lately, but he also hasn't really been awful. I think he had his worst start of the season his last time out. Will Crowe came on, kind of kept the Pirates in there with 2 scoreless innings, and then Chase DeYoung gave up the last home run of the ball game to Matt Olson. So, yeah, 3 home runs. I mean, the Braves actually, that's how they scored. All 5 runs were off of home runs today. But it must be nice to be able to string multiple home runs together in a game.
Hey, the Pirates had a home run that I didn't think had a shot of getting out, and Jim had to call me out on it.
Yeah.
All right. Just so I can clarify what I meant by that.
So we're talking about the Brian Reynolds home run,
right.
which was just a really good piece of hitting. It was an inside pitch off the plate. He got his hands in. He was able to keep the ball fair. At the same time, he got a lot of lift on it, and it just kind of snuck in there in fair territory.
I mean, it was sky high. What are you gonna do? I looked at it and thought, there's no way that pitch that's hit that high is getting out, and then it's like 10 rows deep. My bad.
Yeah,
we do have some comments in here, Jim.
Well, I think the one is just spam, but
yeah,
some of them are legit.
Yeah, Davey White.
Yeah, no, Dave's always here.
Yep, he wants them all fired.
It was really a rough coaching weekend, and I brought it up on Twitter just like yesterday. I don't want to rehash yesterday's decisions, but you're up yesterday going into the 6th. You pull Thompson, who's rolling, and they did it because they didn't want him to face the lineup the 3rd time through. And they bring in Dwayne Underwood Jr., who immediately falls apart in his 2nd inning of work. Today, the Pirates are losing, and they bring in Will Crowe, and he kind of shuts down the door for 2 innings. Yeah. So I guess my question is, if the plan was for somebody to go 2 innings yesterday, why was it Underwood and not Will Crowe? Like they flip-flopped them. Like Underwood should have been pitching today, and Will Crowe should have been pitching yesterday. The goal was to win the game yesterday. But
it's a very fair point.
Whatever.
But I don't really know that. I don't quite know that Shelton's really done anything well in game since he started, and he coached in an era where you don't have to do anything in game.
Oh yeah, I mean you've got a designated hitter now. You've got a 3-batter minimum, so like you're not even really pitching to like matchups all that much. Like you don't bring in a lefty to face the lefty, and there's no double switches. It's a pretty straightforward game now, and no, I mean I've said it really for a while now. Like I don't want Derek Shelton anywhere near a competitive Pirates team.
No,
like if the goal for a Pirates team is to finally compete, Derek Shelton can't be the manager of that team. He just hasn't shown me anything. And you could say that, the team's they're not even trying to win games right now. Well, the manager should be trying to win. The manager shouldn't be, tanking games right now. And he's just, I can't say too many good things about him. But
he's not good.
I think what this series showed us is
how far away the Pirates are.
Yes, exactly. Like this Braves team is good, right? They're the defending world champions. We saw 4 good pitchers, in this series. We saw a good bullpen. We saw a good lineup. And then, just we couldn't stack up really in any facet of the game. We were outclassed in every single facet of the game. The Braves just had too much firepower, too much pitching, and the Pirates just couldn't. They couldn't win a game.
And too much athleticism too. Like they're taking extra bags all weekend.
extra bags, stealing bases, making plays out in the field.
Yep.
Yeah, they're a good team. I can see now why they're 34-27. They're good.
Pirates have a long way to get there. They could
Pirates
start by calling the guy up in your background.
Yeah, so hopefully that's soon. I've got the day kind of circled on my calendar. I think Friday is the day.
Do you think that's going all the way to Friday?
I think next Friday is the day. Yeah. They who do they got on the schedule? They got
the Cardinals.
Is it the Cardinals?
No, the Cardinals are the upcoming series.
No, San Francisco. San Francisco, June 17th. That's the day.
Well, Jim, we got some bad news in the chat as well here. 0-5.
Actually 0-6.
Are we 0-6 now?
Yeah. Bucko Mike, you're wrong. Yeah, so we've done 5 of these now. But 6 post-game shows since we've joined PBN to do these post-game shows. And yeah, we haven't been able to celebrate a win yet.
That's bad.
It's bad, yeah. Like I joked with Donardo yesterday, like the day that we finally win, I'm changing my background to like popping champagne. Like we gotta have a celebration.
It's bad time. We're at those dog days right now where we're in between the top prospects, and that's actually one more thing I kind of want to get into is how often they're sitting Travis Swaggerty right now. I get it. He didn't look great in his little stints they've given him. Mm-hmm. Cal Mitchell's looked really bad, not just at the plate, but in the field. He is atrocious.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Swaggerty's getting as little playing time as he has. Like you mentioned, he hasn't been impressive in the 3 starts that they've given him, but they've also just given him 3 starts. So I'm not really writing him off by any means, right? Cal Mitchell has done a few good things, but overall hasn't been producing, overall. And his defense is definitely like he's a liability out there when you put him in right field. He's not good. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure what they're doing there with Swaggerty, if they're just easing him in, what it is, but I do look to see him getting more playing time here soon, because otherwise, what's the point of having him on this team?
No.
Like if you're going to have him up here, you need to play him. And that hasn't been the case yet. Like I said, only 3 starts. He's been up for 7 games. The first game, I'm not really going to count it because he showed up like right at game time. But out of a possible 6 games he could have started, he started 3 of them.
Yeah, and this is a guy that missed pretty much all last year, missed the year before because of COVID. The guy needs swings.
Yeah, he needs to see some pitching.
If you're not going to play him, there's no reason for him to be here right now. Unless they truly don't have any thought of him at all. I think he's just...
But if that's the case, then they wouldn't have called him up. Because
I don't know. They signed Josh Van Meter.
Well, I get that, but like they could have called up someone else, and I feel like they think something could be there. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's just right now they've got 4 guys that they want to squeeze into 3 spots. He's just kind of been this odd man out. I said maybe they're just easing him in. It's his first week in the majors, and then hopefully he can start getting some more playing time here next week.
Yeah, he needs to probably see at least 5 starts next week, I would say. Especially the Sawinski starting to fall off a hair. He had a very bad day today. Yeah,
today was probably one of the worst days I've seen of him. 3 strikeouts, 0 for 4. Yeah, it was
in the outfield.
Yeah, he had the error too. Yep. No, you're right. Let's talk about some good things though. I think there are 2 good things to talk about today, right? Well, not counting Will Crow. Will Crow was great. Let's start off with Brian Reynolds. So just an unreal series from Brian Reynolds. He had 2 more hits today, 10th home run of the season.
The guy's the best player of all time in June.
No, like seriously, he is. It's insane. We talked about yesterday on the show. He was going into yesterday. He was 4th all time in June batting average, 4th all time behind Shoeless Joe Jackson, Lou Gehrig, and Ty Cobb. It was those three, and then it was Reynolds. And I would imagine after yesterday's 3 hits and today's 2 hits, he's leapfrogged Ty Cobb. That's how ridiculous this is. Like, but like he's actually like his overall season line doesn't even look awful anymore.
No.
Like he's got everything up to these 249, 325, 440. I mean, the Pirates haven't had somebody sniffing 440 slugging percentage, and I mean Vogelbach was there for a while, but
right.
I mean he has really turned it on, and if he can keep it going. You laughing at Bucko Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bucko Mike's just mad because he's going to be wrong about Brian Reynolds. He's officially back. 115 weighted runs created plus for Reynolds now after today.
Like, and all the peripherals for him are there as well. Like he's not at. There are points I think in late May where he'd pick up a couple hits and maybe a little blooper or seeing eye single. No, he's squaring that thing up right now.
Yeah, no, he just an unbelievable series out of him. Like I said, 2 for 3 today with a sacrifice fly was his other plate appearance that he had.
Which he squared it up and
yeah, I thought that ball had a shot to go, but he just missed it. I mean, he hit it to the warning track. But yeah, let's see, 3 for 4 because he went 3 for 4, so 6, 8, 10 for. He was 10 for 15 this series with 2 home runs. So
yeah,
that was the bright spot. I mean, if you're going to get swept in 4 games, hopefully Brian Reynolds is now awoken from his slumber, and he's here and he's ready to go. So because this offense needs him to be good. Without him, like we've seen how it is even with him and no one else. But if he's not hitting, this offense is just completely.
It's not even just if he's not hitting. If he's not hitting the ball over the wall, because they don't have enough talent to string together hits.
Yep, I mean that's basically it right there. So
and
back-to-back games with a home run.
Brian Hayes is not hitting as well as he was. I mean, he's kind of slowed down a hair.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's doing fine. I'm not disappointed by anything that Brian Hayes is doing.
No, but for a while he was carrying the offense himself.
Yeah, and he's not really a player who's probably meant to carry an offense. So it's good that Reynolds is back. But yeah, that's definitely the one of the 2 positives I took out of today was Reynolds. Like I said, just an unreal series out of him. Second positive.
Yeah, I was waiting on that one.
Tucupita Marcano, 3 for 4 with a double today.
Isn't that like Tusupita or Tucupita?
Tucupita.
That's not how it's spelled.
That's exactly how it's spelled. Tucu. Tuca. Pita.
No.
Pita.
It's not pronounced that way.
Tucupita Marcano.
Ooh. U is pronounced ooh.
Tucupita. I mean,
it's Tusu. Yeah. I mean, does the C act as a S there? How's that work? Because I'm not going to trust Greg Brown and Bob Walk on telling me how to pronounce
Tucupita Marcano.
Yeah,
Tucupita Marcano.
Give it like 5 years, he's going to come out and tell us we're wrong about how we're pronouncing it.
Yeah, it's true. He'll do that.
It's going to be like the Connor Sherry thing.
Or like Tony Dorsett, where like he was like 50 years old and all of a sudden he's like, it's Dorset.
I wish I had a name I could just change the pronunciation.
Yeah.
You can.
Do you actually know that I did that?
You changed the pronunciation of your name?
Of my name, yeah.
You went from James to Jim?
No. If you ask anyone else in my family what my last name is, they say Rosati.
No, Rosati's way better.
I know. That's what I thought. So I just changed it. That's just what I call myself.
No, it's Rosati. It's not Rosati. That's stupid.
I agree.
Rosati sounds like.
No, I know. Exactly. So
Rosati's Italian. Rosati's like that Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah. So I was just like, no, it's an Italian name. I'm going to pronounce it like it's.
Yeah, we're not. It's not going to be Rosati. That's like Pittsburgh East.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jim Rosati here.
So,
hey, what do you think about Tucaputa Marcena?
But back to Marcano. Another good series. 3 hits today, 6 hits in the series. Let me start this. Your thoughts on Tucupita Marcano thus far? Is he swaying you at all? Because we were not high on him at all. Like we thought he was bad. Like we thought he was bad. Has he done anything to change your mind up to this point?
Maybe to the point where I might think he could be a poor man's Adam Frazier, which I think we've learned that Adam Frazier is not very good, but he can put together some hits every now and then. Okay. That's where I'm at with him.
Do you think he could be a poor man
with a better glove?
Adam Frazier, with a better glove,
which is a useful MLB baseball player, but not one that I really care to have. Got it. I don't think the bat plays.
Okay.
I think it's been smoke and mirrors the whole way.
Got it. Now I don't think he will, turn into someone you can rely on every day, like 150 days a year. But I do think, like, I've changed my mind on Marcano in that I think he can be a useful player on a good team. He plays really good left field. He plays a good second base. You can slide him at shortstop or third base if you need him to. He seems like he's at least comfortable at the plate. He doesn't look overwhelmed. He, kind of a good contact guy with, I really don't think the pop, I think the pop that we're seeing is kind of, it's not really real pop. It's like sneaky pop. He's got doubles power, I think.
Sounds like a 90s, commercial for Pepsi.
I think he could, he's got gap to gap power, but
I mean, Jimmy's still striking out 27.5% of the time.
Yeah, but that's normal now. Like that's not
great contact.
Weird. It's better than what I thought it would be. All right, but I am all aboard. Like at this point in the season, start Tucupita Marcano at second base every day the rest of the year.
I'm gonna be honest. I would rather go with Bay. I think he's got more of an MLB future.
I disagree. I don't hate Bay as a prospect. I hate Bay as a person.
Agreed.
I don't necessarily hate Bay as a prospect. I do think he'll probably get a shot at some point this year.
I think he should have got that shot before Marcano.
Well, Bay's not on the 40-man, right? That's the issue.
I could be wrong.
Bay's not on the 40-man, so Marcano kind of got that call.
Force someone, just toss someone off of it.
Well, the one 40-man roster decision that they're gonna have to figure out here is Max Kranick. So Max Kranick's out for the year on the 40-man. If you leave him on the 40-man, you don't have to put him on the IL, right? You can just leave him on the 40-man and in the minors, on the minor league IL. But if you move him to the 60-day IL, it opens up a spot. But he also accumulates a full year of service time. You're paying him major league salary at that point too. So I don't know what they're going to do there. Honestly, if it were up to me, and we're talking, I know we're bringing up Max Kranick now for no reason, but I would DFA Kranick. Like at this point, he just had Tommy John surgery. He's not going to pitch next year. If you DFA him and then just outright him to Indy, no one's going to claim, no one's going to waste a 40-man roster spot on Max Kranick right now when he couldn't pitch until 2024. Like no one's claiming Max Kranick.
Yeah, that's one of those cruel things of baseball that it makes too much sense not to do. But truth, if you want to be a good person, you give them the major league money.
Well, I mean, maybe what you do is you put him on the 60-day for the rest of the year.
And then DFA after the year.
DFA him, and because you can't carry him
during
the off season. You don't want to carry him during the off season and use up a spot when he's not going to pitch for you next year. So okay. There we go. That would be my move. 60-day IL, end of the year, DFA him. So,
but back to your original point, I'm okay to play Marcano the whole year. I don't want to see Van Meter. I don't want to see Chang. I'm okay seeing Marcano because I've been proven wrong before. I will fully admit it. I just don't think I'm wrong. I just think that next year coming in, if he's starting anywhere, I'm going to light myself on fire because he's going to stink.
But like if we're thinking about 2023, and let's say Marcano,
but you got to find out
the rest of the season, and he's, you find out that he's capable. Like he's nothing amazing, but he's like a capable major league player. Is he a fine placeholder for you at second base until Nick Gonzalez is ready? And you hope Nick Gonzalez is ready?
I think right now, I just think Bay is the better option there.
Got it.
Like he's just all the guy's done is hit. That's a bad choice of words.
But as far as Bay goes, he has performed everywhere he's been. He just
puts together good at bats, and
I don't disagree. Like he's been, and then this year he's been pretty good in AAA. He's hitting over 300, 374 on base percentage.
Yeah.
He's fast. He's a good base runner.
He can play some outfield if you need him to.
He can play outfield. I don't know if you're playing outfield, you're probably playing center.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine. I'd be fine with that. Like I think at some point this season we will see Bay. He's Rule 5 eligible at the end of the year too, so I can't imagine them not adding him to the 40-man roster. But no, that's a good point. I wouldn't mind seeing Bay at some point. I said I'm not a fan of the guy, but there's no denying he's hit everywhere. And he even skipped. He never played high A ball. He's hit everywhere he's been.
We're also kind of getting to a point where all these acquisitions of guys up the middle, someone's going to have to move to first base eventually.
Well, so I was so Alex Stumpf, his podcast yesterday, he kind of was going through roster construction and talking about, one thing that you have to find out in this next year or so, because you have all these middle infielders, you can't keep them all. Like you can't keep 8 middle infielders on your roster. Like that's stupid. Then you're going to end up in positions like we were this year where, a pitcher gets hurt and they have to call up Contreras, which ended up obviously being the correct thing to do. But I don't think they wanted to call up Contreras on April 7th or whatever. But he was literally the only pitcher on the 40-man roster that was in the minor leagues. So you're going to have to figure out with these middle infielders, you're going to have to either trade a couple, just cut some loose, or move positions. Because you can't keep them all.
Yeah, we're not saying to move O'Neal Cruz, just to be clear.
To be clear. Definitely not saying that.
But yeah, there's that is why you acquire all these guys up the middle, because it shouldn't be hard to learn a new position. Also, first base is relatively easy to find on the market if need be, but the big problem is that there's just this big log jam down there in the minors where guys need spots to play because they need to get at bats.
Yeah. No, I get it. Anthony asks if we think Cal Mitchell is a better outfielder than Josh Bell would have been.
He can throw a baseball, so I'd assume yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Josh Bell, I think if Josh Bell could have played outfield, they would have put him there. Like that would have been, They would have loved to have thrown Josh Bell in right field and say, Josh Bell, go play right field. So yeah, I'm going to say Cal Mitchell.
I don't know. There was a big void at first base for a long time with this team, and they believed that they had their 3 outfielders already positioned. That didn't work.
No, didn't work. So, all right. Well, that's 30 minutes. We said 25-minute tops, didn't we?
Max, yep.
So, That'll do it for today. The Pirates travel to St. Louis next week. So starting tomorrow, they've got another 4-game series at St. Louis. Hopefully they can stop the bleeding, because I could see this losing streak keep going, and I don't want it to. But tomorrow, 7:45 game against St. Louis. Mitch Keller versus the other Zach Thompson. So there's a Zach Thompson with a K.
No, Kyle Thompson's on our team.
Right. So Zach with a K Thompson pitching tomorrow for the Cardinals against Mitch Keller. So 7:45.
And then we come back with a doubleheader.
That's true. Doubleheader Tuesday, day-night doubleheader.
Very
Maybe
excited.
We'll do 2 post-game shows that day. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know how.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. But other than that, you have anything else to add?
No, just I'm excited to see Mitch Keller for the 18th time this year, because something changed and we're buying it again.
I agree. I'm squarely on board I'm interested in Mitch Keller starts train again. So
every time I try to leave, he pulls me back in.
It's just what he does. It's what he does. All right. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, Pirates lose 5-3 to the Braves tomorrow. 4-game series starting at St. Louis. Hopefully they can end this 6-game skid. But I'm Jim Rosati. This is the NS9 Postgame Show on PBN. We'll catch you all later. See you guys.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.